Well, I spent the morning getting these 2x4s cut. I had gotten these free, mentioned that in the last video, off Craigslist, and there's 133 of these 2x4s, and they varied in length from about 24 to 27 inches. So I went ahead and cut them all back. They're all exactly 24 inches now, and I'm going to use these to build this walkway. I was using the back of the truck with my chop saw to cut them up. Helped it go a lot quicker that way. And I've gotten the first 8 feet of this fairly leveled out and supported with rocks. I'm going to go ahead and start laying out the boards and getting them screwed in. Work them out to that halfway point. Then I'll go ahead and level out the last 8 foot that I've got ready and supported, and then I'll do the other 8 foot of boards. One thing I've learned a long time ago, when you're laying boards, especially for decking, on the end of the board, if you look, there's the grain of the wood. Most boards have like a cup feature to the grain of the board, and to keep the edges of this from curling up over time, if you lay them this way, it wants to naturally start to curl and pop. When I put them down with the grain going this way, the cup down. They tend to not curl and warp as much over time. But I'll start them out right here up against the deck, and just checking the crown on the board. Now some of them, like this one, is the heart of the board, so there's no real crown. It's like circles. So whichever side looks best. Now, some people gap their boards when they deck. I don't. Again, over time, they're going to shrink up a little bit more. There's always going to be a slight little gap left in between that the water's going to seep through. Not a big deal. If you leave those little gaps, it's nice because, you know, after about 11 boards, you just gained an extra board. But I don't know. It just, to me, I prefer just putting them up flush against each other, and they end up being fine. But again, I'm going to run these out to the halfway point of what I've got so far, get them screwed in, support that end, get it leveled out, do the same thing. Well, I got the walkway, this section of the walkway finished, 16 foot of it. I started moving some of the rocks that I've dug up, and there's a lot of rocks here. But I started moving the rocks down along the side here. I'm going to build up probably about this high rocks down both sides of this. It'll keep it from shifting, as if, you know, this way. This trip I'm not going to continue on the walkway. I want to get started on doing the framing for the battery shed. It's going to be over here that I talked about in the last video. The rest of these 2x4s that I have here and here, I'm going to hold on to them, obviously, because I'm going to continue this walkway out in the blackberry patch. But just to get them out of the way, I'm going to stack them right over there where the camera's sitting, at the end of this walkway. Got some of my lumber picked up that I needed to start on the battery shed. I'm going to pick up some more this evening, and tomorrow I'm going to have to start digging out this area like I did with the walkway, enough to get my 8-foot by 10-foot shed to fit in here. Well, I got my wood stacked up at the end of the walkway, and I got the last corner of the deck finished. It's been raining off and on. I'm getting ready to head home. The other thing I was able to do was to get a ramp put in. So now, when I'm bringing stuff up here from the property, I've got a wood chipper and a generator and that kind of stuff, and you know, it's a whole lot easier to wheel it up a ramp than to try and, you know, whip it around. But anyway, got to clean up a little bit, and then I'm gonna head on back to PA. Talk to you guys later.